We have made a video on the one-eyed Dorito and the scam artist going by the name Stanley Pines. But there is one little guy who is in a league of his own, and that kid goes by the name of Gideon Gleeful. From his schemes to take over the town to his creepy obsession with Mabel, this miner certainly earned a one-way ticket to prison. In this video, we'll explore what happens if Gideon were convicted and forced to answer for all his very naughty business. It all starts when Dipper, Mabel, and Seuss discover a commercial for Lil Gideon's tent of telepathy while watching TV. Curious about Gideon's authenticity as a psychic, they decide to attend one of his shows, despite Grunkle Stan's disapproval. At the show, Gideon showcases his supposed psychic abilities, impressing the audience except for Dipper. After the show, Dipper labels Gideon a bigger fraud than Stan. As it turns out, Gideon's is a fraud, using observation, psychological manipulation, illusions, and deception, and driven by a desire for ultimate power.
Its moves were adorable. And did you see his hair? Yeah.
Howdy.
It's little old you!
For these very illegal shenanigans, he could easily get 1 year and up to $750 in fines. But we are just warming up, because next, Gideon invites Mabel to the rooftop of his family's factory, where he confesses his feelings and asks her out on a date. Mabel agrees reluctantly, hoping it's a casual outing. Gideon's behavior takes a slightly unsettling turn when he hugs Mabel and sniffs her hair, revealing, well, straight up creepy vibes.
Look, Gideon, Are you sniffing my hair?
This counts as sexual assault and could fetch Lil Gideon 5 years. And I don't care that Gideon is still a minor, as a normal minor is incapable of these, what this man's up to. I mean, take a look at this, for example. During the date, Gideon uses a South American rainbow macaw to ask Mabel to accompany him to a ballroom dance, using a letter he stuffed down its throat earlier.
Mabel, will you accompany Gideon Thursday?
As a minor, you can deep-throat a macaw easily, but how in the world did he even get that bird? Anyway, that's 3 extra months for animal cruelty. After Dipper informs Gideon that Mabel doesn't want to date him, Gideon throws a tantrum using his mystic amulet. Seeking revenge, Gideon convinces Toby, determined a journalist, to trick Dipper into visiting the factory by offering him Chandra Jimenez's phone number.
I did your dirty work. Now it's time to pay your end of the bargain. Bless you, Lil Gideon.
Gravity Falls is located in Oregon, and over there, just like in probably every state, bribery is not taken lightly. This would give the little guy 1 more year behind bars and a fine of $6,250. At the factory, Gideon warns Dipper to stay away from Gravity Falls' secrets and uses the amulet to attack him. Gideon probably would have murdered Dipper if Mabel didn't show up, which gets him life in prison. Mabel takes the amulet from Gideon and uses it to save Dipper from the lamb shears. He, however, tackles Dipper out the window, attempting to murder him again, but Mabel uses the amulet to save them.
Hello, friend. You turned her against me! Is this fake? You are a monster! Your sister will be mine! You are.
Now you are.
And I'm gonna make sure you never lie to me again.
Gideon, we have to talk.
I don't understand. Mabel?
No, not really! You were like attacking my brother. Dipper!
Attempting to murder Dipper yet again would earn him a life imprisonment. A short while later, Stan is thrown into the town's stocks for threatening the local mechanic. Gideon seizes the opportunity to exact revenge on Stan for foiling his earlier plan, pelting Stan with tomatoes.
Hey! Selling his wares. Whoops! I dropped one.
You could say this is assault, but on the other hand, this was very legal back in those times. Gideon's lawyer arrives at the mystery shack, and Stan, thinking he's a tax collector, tries to hide his money. However, the lawyer announces that Stan has won $10 million, but only if he signs a contract. Gideon reveals himself, thinking he's successfully tricked Stan into giving him the shack. However, Stan had written an insult instead of his signature, foiling Gideon's plan.
My one and only dream.
Just sign here for the money.
You bet.
Sign over the mystery shack to little old me. Suck a lemon, little.
This counts as fraud and adds 1 year to Gideon's sentence. Gideon attempts to unleash a destructive force on the mystery shack by arriving with a jar of cursed Egyptian super termites. His plan is foiled when Stan knocks the jar over, causing the termites to attack Gideon instead.
Oi, you.
Oh, howdy, Stanford. Hand over the deed to your property or I'll smash this jar with a bat.
Hey, what's that?
Huh?
Hey, Seuss, get in here. I want to take pictures of this.
Threatening and attempting to coerce Stan adds 5 years to his sentence. Gideon captures the twins in a jar after shrinking them with a magic flashlight.
No, it's a magic flashlight that can grow and shrink things.
No.
He then takes the jar back to his house, kidnapping them and unlawfully imprisoning them without cause. That's another 7 years per twin kidnapped. And as they are Alos kind of stuck in a jar, let's false imprisonment too. So this jar move cost him 25 years. Stan receives an ominous phone call from Gideon, who demands the deed to the shack as ransom in exchange for the safe return of Dipper and Mabel. But Stan refuses to comply, prompting Gideon to devise a plan to shrink Stan using the magic flashlight and take control of the shack.
Listen to me very closely. This is Gideon, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need ransom. I have this.
The call just proves that he not only kidnapped them, but is holding them hostage, as otherwise you don't really want ransom. So we can remove those 25 years and make it straight up life sentence. And bro, even through the phone, which could have crushed Micro Dipper. So that's 4 years on top. Dipper and Mabel escape from Gideon's captivity using a makeshift rope made from hair. They ride a balloon to the mystery shack, where Mabel distracts Gideon by messing up his hair. However, Gideon captures them again and shrinks Seuss.
I dare say you would have defeated me. Stanford Pines!
All right, something's definitely different here.
Mutilating my boy Seuss, like, that won't run. So for this shrinking and imprisonment, you can sit in a corner for 10 more years, buddy. And there was that time where Gideon smashes the mirrors in the maze of mirrors in the mystery shack, but Stan demands he pay for the damages.
Watch the merchandise! You little troll!
This counts as destruction of property and can fetch him up to another year and $125,000 in fines. But next time they meet, it's another poop show. Gideon then pretends to be shocked that Stan has beaten him to the perfect pool chair until he reveals he expected Stan's move and had covered the chair in glue. Stan, realizing too late, finds himself stuck to the chair once again, crying for help as he calls out to Dipper and Mabel to bring the spatulas.
Hey, what the?
Unless perhaps I predicted your plan. Enjoy your chair. Forever.
Kids, get the spatulas! Kids!
Stan got there in a kinda illegal way, but still. Lil Bro predicted this and made him stuck to the chair. If that's not false imprisonment, I don't know what is. So that's 4 more years. Gideon breaks into the shack, attempting to unlock Stan's safe. Stan confronts him, chasing him away with a broom. Breaking and entering an attempted theft would add a quick 3 years to his sentence. With Gideon defeated, Stan confidently locks the deed to the shack in his safe. But that wouldn't stop Lil Gideon. Gideon performs a mysterious ritual, successfully summoning Bill Cipher.
Triangulum. Entangulum. Viniforus Dominus Mentium!
Oh, Gravity Falls, it is good to be back!
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know lots of things. Hey, look what I can do!
I need you to enter the mind of Stanford Pines and steal the code to his safe.
I'll help you with this, and in return, you can help me with something I've been working on.
Fine.
Honestly, for summoning a creature with the ability to destroy the world, Gideon should get the death sentence. Bill makes a pact with Gideon. In exchange for Gideon's assistance with a future favor, Bill will invade Stan's mind. I mean, Stan does end up possessed, so this kiddo is getting an orange jumpsuit and can pick his last meal. I ain't gonna lie. And that brings us to when. Gideon used dynamite to acquire the deed to the shack, forcing everyone out and planning to destroy the building.
Hey, do you guys feel it? But we defeated Bill.
Bill failed me, so I switched to plan B. Spoiler alert, Stanford. I've got the deed. Bring it around the front.
Don't worry, guys. It's just part of the dream.
That's even more trespassing, unlawful destruction of property, theft, and forcefully removing people from their home. All of that combined makes another 20 years prison sandwich. After managing to steal the deed, the mystery shack is seen being destroyed by a wrecking ball smashing the sign, mirroring the previous episode's ending. However, as the deed was stolen and not given, this will just be another fine of $200,000 for property destruction. He knows exactly what he's doing. The next day, the residents of Gravity Falls gather outside the mystery shack, eager to see what Gideon has planned. Gideon emerges, greets the crowd, and announces his plan to build a Gideon-themed amusement park, Gideonland. The Pines family and Seuss are shocked, especially when Gideon presents Waddles dressed as himself to serve as the park's mascot. Mabel reacts angrily, calling Gideon a monster. The group rushes the stage, trying to expose Gideon as a fraud and accusing him of stealing the deed. Gideon counters by revealing a copy of the deed, claiming Stan gave it to him. Sheriff Blubbs sides with Gideon.
This kid broke in and stole my property.
Arrest him, officers!
Yeah!
Gideon gives a big fat no, and that makes him a public liar with authorities present. You can't lie in moments like that with police present. So that's 3 more months in the bin. Dipper, Mabel, and Stan are swiftly removed from the stage and thrown off the property by 2 guards, much to Gideon's satisfaction.
Hey!
Thanks for visiting Gideonland, friends!
However, the name may be Gideonland, but it ain't your land, buddy. So this is a legal eviction of the official residence, adding 1 more year per resident. So that's another 3 years. Inside the mystery shack, Gideon flips through the pages of Journal 2. As Waddles attempts to flee through the window, Gideon blows his pig whistle, causing Waddles to freeze in fear and retreat to a corner, trembling. Now, I don't know what he did to Waddles to make him that scared, but I'm sure that counts as animal cruelty.
Back to your corner!
I'd say add another year. Dipper and Mabel try to break into the shack with the gnomes' help, but Gideon uses his pig whistle to turn the gnomes against them. As the gnomes capture Dipper and Mabel, Dipper drops the 3rd journal, which Gideon quickly takes. Dipper demands the book back, but Gideon mocks him, claiming Dipper has no strength, no intelligence, and is nothing without it.
Oh no! No! Could it be? And to think I actually considered you a threat. No!
That book is very precious, so stealing it would be probably 10 years. I mean, that artifact belongs in a museum. Believing Dipper dropped the 3rd journal to leave Gravity Falls with the 1st, Gideon rushes out of the shack and asks Old Man McGucket if the giant Gideon bot is ready. McGucket suggests testing it, so Gideon climbs into the bot to chase after Dipper and Mabel. Dipper and Mabel realize Seuss is driving the bus as they spot the Gideon bot chasing them. They get cornered at a cliff, and Gideon captures Mabel, declaring he'll rule Gravity Falls with her as his queen. Dipper, recalling Gideon's insults, leaps off the cliff into the bot and confronts Gideon. The two fight, and Dipper uses Gideon's own fist to punch him back.
Okay, what's closest to our present situation?
The game's with me, boy!
Let go of her!
The bot falls off the bridge, destroying it as well as everything in the bot's path. If this entire fiasco ain't attempted murder, I don't know what is. And that bridge got destroyed so he can pay $100K for that and chill for 2 lifetimes in prison. Gideon then lies to the crowd, claiming the twins tried to kill him by blowing up his robot, and orders their arrest. Just as the cops move in, Stan reveals that the Gideon pins everyone wore were actually hidden cameras, which he figured out from feedback in his hearing aid.
They tried to attack me and blew up my statue with dynamite!
Wait, stop everything!
He's more honest than you.
Yeah, and he's psychic too!
Bam! Take a good look!
And me!
I can verify that that birthmark is indeed disgusting.
That's right, these pins are hidden cameras!
For mass stalking, he should get life imprisonment. The crowd turns on Gideon, and he's arrested for conspiracy and fraud. Bud's campaign is tanking, so he meets with his manager, Gideon. Gideon uses a possession spell to control Bud and gets the crowd to back him, but Dipper and Mabel start catching on. Bud traps them in a dynamite-filled statue, but Stan swoops in to save the day.
I eat the same slop every day! They have no hair products in here! You think I've been having fun in here?
Hey, best friend.
Which is why you're gonna win this election, pardon me out of prison. Magic, you say? Waiting for the right moment.
Boy, now
Well, Daddy, maybe you just need to have more of it.
Boy, not that!
Hello there! Long time no see. You've been controlling Bud. And it seems you've been controlling Stanford. Daddy. Behold, your grand view of the You, Mabel. If you agree to be mine, I've been trapped behind concrete all summer. Now see how you like it!
Stan Pines has run to the aid of 2 children who appear to be in danger.
Kids, look, I'm sorry I was being stubborn. Time to take care of you once and for all! Oh no!
Winning the crowd's support. Meanwhile, Gideon's still plotting from prison, earning himself another life sentence for trying to kill the twins again. In prison, Gideon declines an offer from Ghost Eyes to join a riot and heads back to his cell. There, he reveals a Bill Cipher summoning circle hidden behind a cat poster. After completing the circle with an eye in the triangle, he declares himself ready to make a deal as the circle begins to glow. On the day of Weirdmageddon, the Gravity Falls maximum security prison, Lil Gideon and the other inmates are having a finger painting session. When the counselor criticizes his Mabel-themed artwork, the inmates rally behind him, and Gompers burst through the wall to help them escape.
Does this look like someone who's ready to re-enter society?
Gideon makes prison life worth living. Gideon!
Escaping from prison adds 5 years to his original sentence. Dipper and Wendy steal a car to reach Mabel's bubble, but are pursued by Gideon, who reveals that Bill has made him the master of the wastelands to guard Mabel's bubble. Gideon also shows off the key to unlock it, and remains convinced that Mabel is meant to be his.
Here's where I can see him. Y'all fellers ain't going.
Wait, Gideon?
It's Sheriff Gideon.
I place you two under arrest! Ghost Eye, spittoon! Ugh. Well, I wouldn't call it a neck exactly. Wrapped around this little pocket of fat under my head. Ghost Eyes! Ready to escort our friends to Bill's...
Get back! What? We already did!
After them! We are not letting them get Mabel!
Ordering for the unlawful arrest of Dipper and Wendy and their imprisonment in Bill's dungeon. Gideon, grateful to Dipper and Mabel, claims he's turning over a new leaf and opening his heart to kindness. However, he's bullied by his peer, making Gideon unleash Ghost Eyes and his other prison buddies on the bully, showcasing that his reformed nature may not be as genuine as he claimed.
Thanks to y'all saving us, I learned to open my heart to kindness. Regular old kid.
Like busting your pants, loser.
Could get up to 1 year. And then he gets caught himself forced to dance forever and admits he made a mistake. He joins the good side, but that doesn't pardon him for any of it. And that ends the video. So the final sentence for Lil Gideon is a death sentence. 5 life sentences, 98.5 years, and has to pay a fine of $433,000. Make sure to subscribe for more. And if you want to see this guy go to jail, click on the screen now.